Hello everyone, welcome to the Rain Series 3 anime opening trailer behind the scenes director's commentary. Welcome! So, in this video I want to kind of talk about the process of making this opening, how I got inspired by making this opening, some of the foreshadowings in the opening, because there is a hell of a lot of foreshadowing in this opening. Although I don't want to dive into too much because then I would get into spoilers, but pretty much, I wanted to make kind of like a first impressions video to show people what Rain Series 3 is and how different it is from the other two. I think it's incredibly different. There's a lot of new things that I'm adopting in Series 3 that I never did in the animation before, which may not seem like new things to some people, but from someone who's been doing the exact opposite for a long period of time, it's definitely new to me. So the first big change is that there's no more filters in Series 3. It's all color correction. And I really didn't believe that I could really make it look as good, if not better, as the filters in Reach, because I'm not good at color correction. And I'm not saying that I am, but I definitely was able to make it look really nice. And this is just all color correction. Like, the entire footage is captured normally in Halo Reach with that blue tint. It's not edited and color correction, and like there is some shots in this trailer that are unedited because I like the way it looks, but most of the trailer is color correction. Like this scene right here is all color correction. Another thing you might notice is that in Series 1 and 2, every single location there was rain, but in Series 3, as we can see here, there are locations where there are not rain, and there are characters in a place where there's no rain, and then we go to this scene where there is characters with rain. There's going to be areas in the show this season where there's going to be no rain at all, and that's definitely going to clash with other areas that do have rain. You're probably going to wonder, like, hey, how come it's always raining in this spot but not in this spot? Yeah, that's definitely one thing to look at. I looked at some of the feedback or some of the comments in the opening from last Friday, and a lot of people seem to enjoy it, which is what I was really hoping for. And I was actually kind of fearing, because this trailer is it's presented in an anime opening style like you would see in Japan. It is definitely longer than a typical anime opening in Japan, because they're mostly like around 2.5 minutes at most, maybe 3 at most. This was almost 4.5 minutes. And the reason why it's so long is because I utilized the entire track that was performed by the Rootless. And I actually got inspired from a show called One Piece. It's an anime that airs in Japan about pirates and stuff. And there's an opening called Opening 13. If you watch One Piece, it airs where Luffy and his friends are going to Marineford to, spoilers, rescue Ace. And that's when the opening plays out. And I love that opening. It's my favorite opening in the entire show. So I thought, hey, I might as well make a opening for Rain Series 3, but have that play out. And I found out that there is actually an extended version, which is actually the official version. The one that appears in the opening for One Piece is actually edited down for the show, but this one that plays in the Rain Series 3 trailer is the full track that is like on a CD. So I wanted to utilize the entire tracks. I actually did like it more than the one that was edited down for One Piece, and I actually did have that track too, because when I went to get the Rootless track, they had different versions. They had an instrumental version, they had the full version, and then they had the One Piece TV edit version. So I thought I would just use the full-length one, because I liked it the most. Another thing you guys might notice in the trailer is the visual effects. I've never done visual effects before, and I'm definitely not an expert, and I still don't consider myself to be an expert at visual effects. But it was definitely interesting for me to try them out. Originally I was going to have someone else do them because I was not confident in my abilities. I remember when I did Series 2 Segment 6 with the fire at the end of the show where Frank's like blasting away the professor. That took me like, I think it was like a week. But I spent like my entire week on that trailer. And I did it towards June. So I did it when I was unemployed at the time. And I did it when I was out of school at the time. So I had free time all day, and I did that for a straight week, but I clocked in at probably at least 12 hours a day. And I remember that being so hard. And I was not confident in my abilities, because I figured, like, okay, it's the third season of Rain, therefore the effects should be better for a new season. It is the last season too, so it should be better. And I wasn't confident that I couldn't, that I could make it better. However, after sucking it up when no one was able to assist me, because they were busy with other projects, I decided to take it upon myself and give it a shot. And it was actually much easier than I thought it would be. Thanks to the power-up tutorials on YouTube, I was able to learn how to create my own lighting using Advanced Lighting and After Effects CS5. The fire is stock footage from a site called Shutterstock, I think, and a great site. That fire was really expensive. But it looked great. I thought it looked great, and it looked awesome. And I was able to kind of stretch it, blend it with Frank's arm to make it look like it's coming out of his fists. And when he would like attack, I would like expand it. And I did everything frame by frame. I knew that I could skip a couple frames to be lazy, but I wanted this to be perfect, so I did frame by frame by frame when it came to the visual effects. It wasn't hard, it just took forever to do them. But in the end, I feel like, coming from a guy who's never done visual effects before, I thought it looked pretty cool, and I do like them. Like, I'm not the type of guy that's like, oh, that looks like shit. Like, when I was doing them, I'm just like, oh my god, this looks fucking amazing, and I'm doing this myself. Granted, I did have a lot of help from tutorials, but it's just a cool feeling to know that you were able to do something that you thought you couldn't do, and not only did you do it, you did a good job at it. And I'm just like, yes, because with the fire and all, and even the lightning, I had to track it, and I know how to track in After Effects, but again, going frame by frame by frame, it's such a satisfying feeling to watch your work after you finish it. And there's been times where I spent 2.5 hours on tracking the fire, like in this shot where Frank and Trey and Aaron are on the Warthog. I had to track the blue fire to Frank's fist, and in the game of Halo Reach, I have him holding a sword hilt, or the sword handle, and I had to mask the rain around the handle, and then I had to like double layer the fire to make it look like there was no handle. That way it would just look like there's fire coming out of his fists. And I'm sure if you like pause the video and like zoom in and go frame by frame, you could probably still see the handle. But when the shot's going for like, I don't know, 2 seconds or less, you honestly can't see it at all unless you pause it and look at it really closely. So that's not really bothering me at all. But it's just cool to see that I did a good job, and I am proud of what I did, and I think it looks awesome. Now, when you watch the trailer, you do see like a bunch of Japanese text, because it is honoring an anime opening. I do plan on making an English version of the trailer where it's all instrumental, like no Japanese lyrics. It's all instrumental, because I mean, there is an English version of the song One Day, but it's only the One Piece edit, and it doesn't sound the best. It sounds good, but I don't think it's up to the quality of the band the Rootless. Plus, it's it's definitely not the full length track that I used in my trailer. Therefore, adding it in would be pointless. But post launch, in the later days after the trailer airs, I'm going to release an opening, or an English version, where it shows all the Japanese text is in English text, so you can read exactly like who's in the show. And that's another big thing. Like, I wanted this trailer to be the first impressions for Series 3. I wanted people to know how different it is from the other show, but I also wanted people to show, look how many people are involved. And most of the cast in this last season is all brand new, whether it be brand new characters or recasts of old characters. And this is the first season, I believe. Actually, I think, yeah, Series 1 I did everything by myself. Series 2 I had help. And then Series 3 I did everything by myself. I am going to be doing everything by myself. And it's definitely a bit overwhelming, because this final season has 18 episodes, which is 3 times as much as Series 2, which is crazy, and 6 times as much as Series 1. And it is a bit overwhelming, but I think it's a awesome feeling to know that you're in charge of this final season. You have like tripled as many episodes as you did last time. The reason why there's so many episodes is because there's so much to tell in this final season, and I want to make sure that when I finish Series 3, everything's wrapped up. I don't want there to be any cliffhangers to Reign at all. I want Reign to be finished, and that's what I plan on doing, which is why I gave myself plenty of breathing room, or plenty of space for me to do that. And I do have pretty much almost everything laid out, like all the main points. But definitely when it comes to like filling in the gaps, I will learn that as I go along. So regarding the foreshadowing in Series 3, there is a lot of foreshadowing, but I don't really want to dive into that just because if I tell you, I'm going to be spoiling it. So there is a lot in the trailer. If you guys catch it, leave a comment. If you don't, then, you know, whatever. But if you do spot something, awesome. That means you are definitely paying attention. And again, I put a lot of little hints into this trailer for people who actually want to learn more about the show. They can spot little things and go, oh, what is that? I want to know more about that. Or people who are just watching just for enjoyment, they can still watch and be like, that was cool. I'm a big fan of my cinematography for this trailer. Again, I'm not trying to brag that I'm so awesome, but I do notice that there's a massive quality difference from the last 2 seasons. I feel like this final season is just, oh my, it just set the bar. You know, it set the bar. And it's so cool to just watch it. Again, I feel like it is definitely rewarding. Spending hours and hours editing this damn thing, and you finally do it. Oh, and I also did the whole anime opening by myself with 4 controllers. Yes, but just 4 controllers. I'm so awesome. I'm like Grievous. I have 4 arms. No, I actually have 2 arms. But yeah, it took a while. It took me like 2 months to make this damn thing. So when it comes to the actual episodes, when will they be airing? I really have no idea. I need to get to work on segment 1. I have started working on segment 1, and I will definitely keep everyone updated. But these episodes take forever, you know, because I am working my butt off now. I'm doing like 35-hour weeks every week. I'm not saying this is an excuse, but I'm just saying I'm doing a lot of work. School is coming up this fall, but I'm off all summer, which is great. So I do intend to hopefully get a couple segments out. And, you know, all my other voice actors, they have lives of their own. They're not just doing this. But the cool part is having so many voice actors, which means so many characters. It's great to know that there's so many people out there that are dedicated to this project. And it's again, being a director of this show, it's so awesome. Or just being a director of anything, or being just the leader of some group. It is so cool when everyone comes together and you get everything done, and like it feels amazing, and it's so rewarding to see that happen. Not to mention there's like so many girls in Series 3, which is great. There's so many girl characters, so I have not seen that at all in a machinima. But anyway, this was the behind the scenes for Series 3 anime opening. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the feedback. I got like almost 30 likes on that trailer, which is great. It just shows me that there's people out there who actually give a fuck. And anyway, stay tuned for more Rain Series 3. I appreciate all the support and patience. My name is James, Jacob Rising, director of Rain Series 3. Stay tuned. See ya.